Good afternoon and welcome to the regular meeting of the City of Erie's Environmental Advisory Council. Today's July 23rd, 2025. We'll begin with roll call. Campbell?
Here.
Howden?
Here.
Carey?
Here.
Lupo?
Here.
Mason?
Here.
Puz present. Tepfer?
Here.
Let the record show that all 7 members are present. Associate members, it does not look like we have any associate members. Oh, I apologize. Molly is here via Zoom. So
Yes, hello her.
So Tarvin, present. Walmsley and Wedekind are both absent. Other people, Director Spry, present. Moore, present. And Peelman, present.
Here.
Thank you. Next, we'll move on to the approval of the June 2025 meeting minutes. Any corrections or comments? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve the minutes? Do I have
Second.
Second. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So moved. Next item on the agenda is public comment. Do we have any comments from the public today? Yeah, please come to the podium and state your name and address for the record. Thank you.
I was here last month for a couple minutes. I didn't expect to say anything last month, but I did. David Heberly, let's see, 4215 Dion Court, Erie, PA 16506. And what I talked about last time was I'm trying to get the word out to the community that there's a modified way of laundering in people's residences now that really makes sense, and it carries all kinds of environmental, health and safety, financial, quality benefits. It's not like an expensive proposition either. It uses the laundry washing machine that's already in people's homes, and there's like 85% of the people who live in their own residence have washing machines. So everybody, of course, it's everybody does that, and it's. But I do have a couple sheets, or just one sheet I'd like to just pass out to you guys. If somebody could, that kind of idea of what I'd be going at. And I don't know if I showed you one of these units that can be attached to a washer before. Did I have one of these last time I was here? Anybody remember? Must not have.
No, you did not.
Okay. I should have given you these too. Sorry.
It's my job today.
Okay, that is a photo of something I've had for a couple of years in my own home.
Sure.
And it's an additional, it's just added, it's kind of spliced into the cold water line that goes into the washer. And the information that you have on the sheet here, like what? I mean, you can read it.
So there's only one for the three of us?
Mike and I are sharing.
Yeah, so I don't have one at all.
And a big question here is why? Why now is this coming up? And it is coming up now because the technology that is being used now, or we have the ability to use now in residential washers, is the same exact technology that large industrial or institutional commercial places have been using for the past, I don't know, like 20-some years, which really wraps ozone technology as a disinfectant and an enabler of detergent and other products into the picture for people. And there are just so many benefits involved with it. It really makes sense. You don't need hot water anymore. So and you know, if you look at the big picture of all the people that do their own laundering, you know, how much hot water, how much detergent, how much, you know, bleach, how much is used, and what you would need would be like instead of using like 20 big bottles of detergent a year, you'd need like 2, you know, because the ozone that gets injected, you create it out of the air in your house or in wherever it is, and it gets injected into the cold water line. So every time you wash with cold or rinse with cold, you get a dose of very, it's not a concentrated like gas. It's injected into water, and you might have a little odor, like maybe from like kind of back to where you went to the Boys or Girls Club, you know, like years ago. But there's nothing like dangerous about it. And right now, it's being used at a lot of places, but proportionally, no, it's not really in use fully, really almost anywhere. And because it's such a new concept and people have such strong ties to the old way of traditional laundering, you know, my grandmother used hot water all the time. I couldn't even pick up the clothes after it came out. Or, you know, we've got to have a lot of bleach. And now, if you look on television and watch all the ads, you have to have all of these wonderful, like, odor maskers and, like, perfumes. But you really don't need any of that. It just doesn't make sense anymore. So this is a way, and there are units now. This started miniaturization and the kind of, one guy started it about 10 years ago or so. He figured a way to cram this material, these components, into a small unit that like fits in here. So instead of going and finding big rooms full of equipment, piping, and all kinds of stuff that kind of fed hospitals and nursing homes and places like that for a number of years, and it's still like that, but now it's getting smaller and more efficient and more effective and cheaper, you know. And I'd like to liken this to something like a similar technology that came onto the scene quite a few years ago was microwave ovens. You know, and I'm old enough to remember, you know, back when they first came out, everybody was going, oh man, I'm not going to get like zapped with that, you know, stay away from it. You know, it's dangerous, you know, your hamburger will kill you, you know. But it didn't prove to be that way, but it took decades for the microwave oven to actually get accepted by people. You know, when it first came out, they were like $50,000 each. They were big as refrigerators. And the only places that could afford them or use them would be like hospitals and maybe big restaurants, you know. So, but little by little by little, they got the bugs worked out of it. And now, you know, you can get a microwave oven that's this big, you know, and you can. I think, let's see, somewhere down in Pittsburgh, the Heinz company made one a number of years ago that you could heat up a little teeny thing with a USB line.
Okay.
You know, so where we're at with this washing thing is similar to what that was, only we're a lot farther along now and a lot quicker.
Okay.
Arrived in it. So I'm just looking for some kind of, you know, I have all kinds of answers to questions, but nobody's calling me, asking me any questions, and I figure this, this is a place that, that maybe this idea could at least get out. I called, let's see, a couple of years ago, I called like the Erie News. And I said, I got this really interesting technology that really could help the community here in numerous ways. What is it? He said, well, it has to do with laundering. He said, we'll call you back. So they called me back and they said, it just wasn't an interesting enough topic. But I'm seeing this could be a game changer for the future, how it's going to be done, and it's available now. And it's not perfect, but it's really good now. I've been using it for years. So.
Okay. Well, thank you. We'll definitely look into this
That's
further.
all. And all I hope, I'm not going to keep coming back and back here, like begging things here. I mean, if I don't get any kind of response from anybody, then I'll just figure you're just not interested, that you thought it was a stupid idea or something.
No, not at all. There's not.
Just a quick comment, the Erie Times News reporter Massing, she does the environmental stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe talk to her.
Your contact information's not on here, sir.
Well, okay. I'll try to figure out how to get a hold of it. But I'm just amazed that, at the end of August, I'm going down and I'm going to be holding a roundtable at the World Congress for the International Ozone Association on this topic. Mm-hmm. And they're all interested in it now because they weren't for a long time, but now, last time I was there, I did something similar to that. I had all kinds of people that are scientists and researchers and manufacturers, and even the people that were serving food. It was in Las Vegas, and it was a big thing. Even those people were all kind of huddled around, going, how can you use ozone?
I guess, sir, what I would ask is for you to think about exactly how the City of Erie Environmental Advisory Council can, this is, we can't mandate people install
Well, I'm
these.
not saying that,
So
but-
I understand, I'm just saying, you need to, I think, with regard to asking for something from the council, you need to think about exactly what that would be.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Well, I thought that your contacts, whoever that you contact from doing this, would eventually get word out if you have ideas and concepts,
And,
pass along.
I mean, I do understand where you're coming from, but generally, I don't think it's our position to interfere with the free market, trying to nudge somebody to a technology.
So
But it
even
is
though-
interesting, and
So
I think.
even though this is the environmental council, I'm in the wrong
Our role
place.
is to advise the city council on environmental issues within the city of Erie.
Okay.
So we're just an advisory council, and all we do is give advice to the city council
Okay.
that on things that affect the city as
So
a
you won't have
whole.
any advice on this topic?
So at this
And the
time, we really,
administration.
at this time, I mean, you presented twice. This time you did bring a sheet, which we appreciate, and as I said earlier, we'll look into it further.
Does he want to
Thank
give an
you.
email or a phone number in case we do want to get into that?
I don't know. Thank you. Any other public comment? Seeing none, we'll move on to new business. We have one item on the agenda, amendments to the bylaws. I emailed this out, I believe Director Spry passed out the proposed amendment. What I'd be proposing to amend is the Article 10 order of business to include B, amendments and approval of agenda. Move approval of minutes down to C, delete the current C amendments to agenda. Basically, everything else remains the same except that I, other business, and then adjournment becomes J. And that's my copy, I think. Yeah, my first amendment proposal has ADFA in there for no reason. I was actually fighting with Word at the time, and so that's what that's from. So we can ignore that, but the rest would just be to amend the order of the agenda to include the approval of the agenda as per the bylaws, as well as other business, which will be our catch-all for anything not included. So I believe we have to vote on it next meeting. Is that how that amendments are?
Can I just ask a quick question? So
Yes.
I'm looking at Article 10, so A is, the amendment would be, A is roll call, B is amendment and approval of agenda, correct?
Correct.
Or, okay.
Mhm.
And then C would be continuing down the list.
Correct.
Approval. Okay, just to clarify.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make a motion to make the amendment, and then the amendment will be made, and then you'll
Vote.
receive the draft, and at the next meeting, you can make a motion to approve the,
Right. So then, as the chair, I would like to make a motion to amend the bylaws as presented.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, so moved. At the next meeting, we'll vote to amend the bylaws, hopefully.
Before we go on, I did ask you, Jackie, about if I could say something, and you said you were going to put it in other business, but there is no other business item in the amendment agenda?
We haven't amended the
I know,
agenda,
but I was told that I could speak on something and it would be on the agenda. So I'm asking if it's on the agenda because you said it would be. I just had an update that I wanted to offer.
I never said it was going to be on the agenda, Freda. I said that you could have the opportunity to, I think, Matt, you were copied on that correspondence. I said that you would have the opportunity to discuss it because the agenda had already gone out and there was a minor amendment. You'll have time to,
Okay.
you'll have time to address that during this meeting.
Yeah,
Just didn't
usually-
amend the agenda.
Yeah, generally, if it's not on the agenda and we have time at the end, that
Well,
would
the whole
be,
point of sending the agenda out is if people have amendments, they can offer them.
yeah, no,
And I did it in a timely fashion.
okay. Right. Anything else on the amendment? Moving forward, old business. A, EAC support letter to the mayor for LCAP funding. So at the last meeting, I do believe I was authorized to write a letter to the administration in regards to the local climate action plan funding. So this was sent, unfortunately, there was an issue with scanning, so I don't believe it went out till yesterday, yeah, so that'd have been the 22nd, but the letter's dated the July 15th, 2025, if you'd like. I can read it into the record, so it's on record. It's regarding funding a City of Erie local climate action plan. Dear Mayor Schember, the City of Erie Environmental Advisory Council, EAC, would like to formally provide its full support for any and all actions required by the City of Erie to complete the development of a local climate action plan, or LCAP, specific to the City of Erie's municipal boundaries. The process to develop the LCAP began as an initiative of your administration in 2022. You supported the city's participation in Penn State University's Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection's Local Climate Action Plan program. Penn State students and lead professors collected data through an extensive greenhouse gas inventory with the notion that this information would inform an LCAP. With climate change as one of the largest threats to our environment, both on the micro and macro scale, the development and implementation of an LCAP would inform policy-making decisions that involve lowering harmful greenhouse gas emissions and address many other environmental concerns, such as energy reduction, increase of green space and tree cover, extreme weather event resilience, and improving walkability and bikeability of our city. Given the significant potential impact an LCAP could have on our community, the EAC has prioritized its development and implementation since the committee's inception. A consultant would be required to ensure that the LCAP meets the City of Erie's individual needs. The consultant will analyze data and recommend innovative strategies that balance equity, energy efficiency, and meaningful climate benefits. Furthermore, the consultant will also collaborate with community stakeholders and citizens to improve climate knowledge and outcomes in health, green job access, resilience, and engagement through climate action planning and implementation. The EAC firmly encourages ongoing support for this vital environmental stewardship initiative by requesting that the administration approve $50,000 in funding to hire a consultant and complete the plan. While the source of funding, whether ARP or general funds, is not our primary concern, ensuring that resources are allocated to finalize the development of a comprehensive plan remains our top priority. The consideration of using ARP tree funding is closely connected to the LCAP, given the critical role trees play in climate mitigation. Funding the completion of this plan is important not just for today, but for the future of the city of Erie and its inhabitants, to promote environmental identity that seeks to preserve the unique character of the city of Erie while protecting the environment for generations to come. Now is the time to act. Mayor Schember, please commit to finishing what you started. Please approve $50,000 of funding for the completion of the city of Erie LCAP. Sincerely, your chair.
I just had a question.
Yes.
So are you fairly confident that you'll be able to hire a contractor for $50,000? Are you
looking at
fairly
me?
confident you'll be able to have a contractor for $50,000?
Considering we discussed this a little bit ago, we have a lot of the work. I don't want to say it's been completed, but there's been a lot of work around this subject over the last couple of years. So I think collectively we talked about price, we talked about it internally. We know some of the pricing because we're constantly bidding out projects and talking to consultants, and we felt that $50,000 was an appropriate number to start with at the city at this point.
Any other questions regarding this item?
The mayor, I think, had a meeting prior. Usually he does come to the EAC meetings. Oh, did he? This is no way. I don't want. He said he was going to be available here, but maybe something came up.
Okay.
So, yeah. Maybe if he does return, if there are questions, I think, for the mayor or anything else we wanted to discuss with him, since the letter has gone out, maybe we could just come back to that on the
Yeah, of course.
agenda.
Sounds good. All right, moving on. We have the EAC support regarding Shell Insight Conference.
Okay, you all have a draft of the email that we would like the council to send to the mayor. The first paragraph just talks about the Insight Conference itself. It's being hosted in September. This is one of the largest lobbies for the increased use of fossil fuels. They're promoting drilling and fracking throughout western PA, Ohio, West Virginia, and the Appalachian Basin. They also held their conference here last year, and they invite local legislators and mayors, representatives of the city to speak. And in their mind, if they speak at the conference, then this is an example of them endorsing the expansion of these businesses. So what we have asked, like we're writing to express our concern about the issue and to urge you not to attend to support the conference and its aims. Last year, the mayor did not speak. He was scheduled to speak, and I think Sarah and Jackie spoke with him, and so he declined the invitation. And what we're asking here in this letter is for him to do it again. Then it goes on about, there are other alternatives to fossil fuel, which it would do us good to concentrate on. So basically, that's the letter. I mean, you have it in front of you. You can read it. Any questions?
Sister Pat, I have a question. Did you intend to send this on behalf of the EAC?
I think-
Did you have the chair send it
I
again?
think Matt
Okay.
was going to send it.
Matthew was going to send it. Okay, I just didn't know the line of communication.
No, the
Okay.
committee for this issue is also sending emails to the state and federal representatives, asking them also not to attend. But we thought as long as we have an EAC, this would be a great opportunity to Because this is what we should be doing, is advising on this sort of thing.
Is there a chance that they would ask somebody else from the city other than the mayor?
Oh, yeah, I think last year well, I don't know whether they would ask somebody else from the city. I can't swear to this, I can't remember, I should have double-checked. I think last year they asked the county executive, and then he did speak.
Oh, of course.
I know Bob Mursky refused,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure what the other representatives did.
Okay, I was just concerned that if maybe somebody else from the mayor's administration might go instead. And should we ask the mayor not only to
Oh.
decline, but also, not ask any of his other people to go in his place or something like that?
Yeah.
Not sending a surrogate from the city.
Did you add something to that
Yeah,
effect,
I was
Matt?
just looking at the last line, as mayor, we urge you to, we urge you and your
Other member-
administration or.
Other members of your administration.
Yeah,
to
okay,
decline
that would
off.
be good. That's a good
Okay.
idea, thank you.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve Matt sending this letter in support to the mayor. I don't know, is that a good motion?
This is what,
All
a
right.
letter declining to decline invitation.
I'm making a motion for the council to approve Matt sending this letter
Right.
to the mayor
As amended.
as amended.
I second it.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So moved.
And another part of that discussion, I'm sorry, I missed last month's meeting, but the month before, the other thing that I had brought up was the area in which people are permitted to demonstrate at the Bayfront Convention Center. And the committee is following up on that.
The committee.
We know two of the people,
Her committee.
we have a
Yeah.
committee of 5 or 6 people.
Right.
And the group that's spearheading that is Benedictines for Peace, and they've done a lot with securing permits, and so they will be the ones that will be approaching Dave Rocco, because we did think that was a good idea to have the permits, so that if somebody tries to throw us off the public space, we can say we have a permit to be there. And
Is that the
we
city?
also personally know a couple of people on the board. Joe Hilbert and Kathy Dahlkemper are on that board. Someone on the committee has already talked to Joe Hilbert, and he's willing to look at the material, so we're sending him some things. So we will also be approaching the board of the Bayfront Convention Center
Erie event.
too, because we don't think they had any grounds. And after the conference last year, when I talked to the mayor and Sarah, they didn't feel that they were able to keep us off the public space there, which they insisted that they were able to do.
So is that the city? I think we did this already, but does the
Is it
city?
what?
Does the city control that space, or does the port, or does
It's
the-
public access. I mean, the Sons of Lake Erie fought for that public access for years.
Right, but is it city or is it port? Because Dave Rocco might not even be involved. It could be the port. I just don't know.
I don't know. But we'll start the conversation with Dave Rocco.
The sidewalks that go down the dock are city.
This is the one that goes around the convention center.
No, we're talking about the one right in front of the convention center. They made us move all the way to the end of it, almost into
Right.
the parking lot. But we won't have to worry about the number of police cars, because that's the night Obama's in town, so I don't think they'll park 8 police cars down there for 50 protesters. I don't know what they thought we were gonna do.
Any other comments on this item? Hearing none, moving on, subcommittee updates. So we have 2 subcommittees, do the plastic refuse reduction subcommittee.
Our subcommittee is meeting monthly, so 2 weeks after this council meets, so off weeks. And so we met, I don't know, the middle of last month. I don't know the date. We did a final look over the survey. I gave everybody a copy of the survey that we're planning to use. We reorganized it a little bit, but this is the survey that when the people that are on the subcommittee are going to various establishments, that we will be using as our talking points to ask questions and to get some information back. The big question is whether, we kind of are anticipating that they're not going to know their usage when we're there the first time, so we're anticipating having to come back to get that usage data at a later date. But this will always be with the people who are going door to door. We are not leaving this behind because otherwise we will never see it again. And so one of the questions at the beginning is, how familiar are you with plastic pollution? And to kind of educate people, we created this one-page flyer that we'll be handing out. This is taken from data from it's actually a 2-year-long study that Varun and I did from Gannon University, as well as Adopt a Beach data from the Alliance for the Great Lakes. So that's how we pulled this information. So we can hand this out, and then on the back of it, we have that quantifying usage information, so that if they don't know their usage when we're asking and we're leaving this with them, they know the questions that we're going to come back and ask. So they get this to keep, and the survey we keep. So the next step, we've been putting together an Excel file of various places that we're planning to go to, and we will be assigning people to visit those establishments. But before we do that, per Jackie Spry's recommendation, I'll be meeting tomorrow. It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. With various city employees, directors, city staff, thank you, to just share with them, and the mayor, what we're doing, why we're doing it, answer any questions, just make sure that everybody is aware, so if they get any feedback from people, they have an awareness as to what is happening. So once we've had that meeting, then I will give my committee, which includes Molly and Matt here, kind of the green light to go forward and start talking with people. So hopefully we'll be getting into that starting in August. And the basic time frame from there is just to be talking with people slowly over time, and not to really move this to city council until after the new year, because of the fact that we have an election and new people being seated in January. So that gives us several months to go around and start talking with people and collect this information. Yeah.
So this is just a housekeeping kind of thing. So this is City of Erie Environmental Council, but for more information, contact Sherry Mason at Gannon. It seemed confusing since it's a city thing and you're Gannon.
Well, that's my email address, so I'm using the email address that I use.
So this is a city project, not a Gannon project?
Correct. It's our Environmental Advisory Council.
Right.
But that is my email address, and I'm the chair of that subcommittee.
Right.
So everybody wanted everybody to contact me.
Sam,
yeah.
I was going to say that depending on how our meeting goes tomorrow,
Yeah.
it's possible that maybe we put the city seal on it, if there's comfort in that, considering it is coming from the city. And I don't think the email address is the issue, but it would be great to be able to use the city seal. It also would be really nice if we could use the city's platform in communicating maybe things on social media about this, maybe things on the website. We have a department newsletter that we've started now. Would love to be able to say the city supports this and communicate more things in that way to the public through our city platforms. So I think that's another thing I'd like, even if we don't get the full yes tomorrow, we get to maybe continue the conversation over the next couple of weeks. At least we approach them tomorrow with some of that.
I love that.
Okay.
I think that's great.
That was
But
kind
yes,
of,
it
that was
is a-
kind of where I was going.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's my email address, so I don't have
Right.
another email address for people.
Is it too late to make a suggestion?
Yes.
Well, no,
You
she
can
just
talk
did.
to me off.
I'm just going to suggest possibly adding one more question as number 3. What types of plastic pollution are of most concern to you? Because I thought that might be interesting to know. Because you're asking, you know, like I'm just saying, like, is it plastic bags? Is it straws? Is it straw bottles? I mean, is it bottles? Like, or is it all of them? Like, because there's no mention of the different types.
Okay.
And so I don't know if people, I don't know, I just thought it'd be interesting, because some people might want to prove no straws, but not no plastic cups, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Or some, whatever.
There's a tree behind you.
There's a lot of trees
That's,
everywhere.
I know. I'm just like, I printed up stuff because I've,
No, that's okay.
Oh, did you
I apologize.
print-
You don't
you already
have to
printed
change
up a
it,
whole
it's just a
bunch?
No,
suggestion. You
it's
can
okay.
always just save it for another,
it's all right.
another survey.
Well, maybe you can stamp the city seal on it.
Because the seal's not on here either. You would need to reprint it, wouldn't you? Or did you
No,
already print 100
I
copies? I'm
did
sorry.
already print 100 copies, but that's
Oh,
okay.
well
We
then
will,
use them first.
that's okay. That's okay.
Is there a stamp?
No, there's, it'd have to be on today.
We can reprint.
100 copies quick on this.
Yeah, we can reprint things. It's not impossible. I'm just teasing.
No,
I
it's okay.
apologize. This
I
is
mean,
being
it's good the
recorded
way
and
it
I
is.
shouldn't tease. I should be more,
No.
I should be more professional.
I mean, if it's too late, we can always wait for the next time. I'm sure we'll do more surveying.
No,
We don't want to waste trees. We don't want to waste paper.
Blame it on your committee.
I have sent this off to my committee several times for feedback,
I
which
understand. That's
Sarah
nice.
is technically, I think, on those emails, but that's all right. And I did say if I didn't give feedback by last Wednesday, I was going to print them. That's okay. We can always make new additions and make reprints.
I'll cut up
It's
the
fine.
paper and use it for note paper.
You can send it to Grounded Print Shop and they can make new paper out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So we
You
feel
give me
better.
some, I can use them. This is
Yeah?
We can still use it.
Yes, we
Yes,
can
I
still
told,
find uses for them.
I told Sherry that
Will you-
my kids, one of my classes is going to focus on single-use plastics. So I'm sure I could use them.
Thank you. There's your pretty copy.
I bet there is a stamp somewhere.
All right, we're all good.
Any other comments, questions for? All right, next subcommittee update would be the Dark Sky / Bird Safety Initiative.
I wouldn't
Do we
done.
have any updates?
I confess total neglect and would
You've
bow
been-
to Jackie or any other person who can speak to what has commenced since I left.
Your microphone was not on when you said
Good.
that. I'm just-
You all heard me.
There's no updates at this moment. We still are on the same path. I think Holly was focusing on especially the Gull situation, what was going on 12th Street. So, yeah, we're still moving in the same direction.
Sounds good. And then I guess just to add, I was at the last week's city council meeting where I gave an update to city council regarding what we've been doing over the, basically, I guess now what, year and a half, maybe a little more. Stated that our top priority is the LCAP, and then also mentioned the plastic waste reduction initiative, I believe is what I called, as well as the Dark Sky / Bird Safety Initiative. Then offered there was any questions or comments, and then if they would like a study session to see what we've been working on, we can definitely work with that. I have not heard back.
You did great.
Thank you, thank you.
I was there.
Yes, you were. Thank you.
I'm
So was Sam.
I'm going to post that, actually, those sections on the website, just to show that of what the council is working on.
Okay. Which, I'm actually going to switch these, so we'll do the LCAP update since that makes more sense since I just kind of talked about it. So the LCAP update, we have any updates on the LCAP?
Nothing further.
Thank you. All right, our favorite update, the upcoming events. What do we have going on this week, this month?
Summer vacation time.
All right.
Lots of outdoor music. Beaches are
Festivals.
closed, so, keep an eye out for that.
All right. We have no upcoming events, and unfortunately, zoning hearing board does not meet tonight, so we can't even plug that. So, honestly, I think there's a ton of events, but for like environmental events, maybe not so much. So,
We're all too tired
yeah.
planting trees, taking care of kids. I'm just tired
Right.
for no good
Yeah.
reason.
No, one day you wake up and you're tired, and then you're always tired. And it's just how it is. You can go 50 years and being tired
I'll let my
constantly.
husband know that's the reason he's tired.
Just wake up one day and you're tired.
You're tired. Up next, sustainability coordinator updates.
I don't have a lot, but we are about to move forward with our tree inventory. We have a contractor and we signed the contracts, and we're going to start initiating that process. So that's exciting. Hopefully, I'm going to meet with them today about working in all my 20 years worth of data into the history of the inventory.
So what's he going to inventory there? These are street trees, right?
It's going to inventory the contractor's going to inventory street trees and trees in parks in the lawn areas, not like wooded areas of parks, just like the public.
Like Perry Square?
Yes, or like McClellan, like where the playground is in the dog park, but not necessarily the woods. But we anticipate that we do not have enough funding to do the entire city. We have about $80,000 to $100,000 for the project. So we have a per tree cost, and we're gonna do as many trees as we possibly can with the first bit of money. And then we're gonna start in underserved areas of the community first, to try to prioritize those neighborhoods before others. And then, now that we know how much an inventory costs, now we'll be able to go seek out further funding to complete the other phases of the city.
Did you say the funding is going to allow us to do over 18,000 trees? Did you say that? I don't know if you did. Yeah, so we actually, if you set aside the parks, and if you just think about Frontier Park, I mean, I don't know, I would estimate, what do you think Frontier Park has in terms of trees? Maybe a couple thousand, right? Mm-hmm. If you take that aside, I mean, Sarah has said that potentially we could have 30,000 to 40,000 trees in the city, but omit the park areas, omit some of the forested areas. Just think about it in terms of street trees, boulevard trees. I mean, it's possible, I'm not saying I'm setting this in stone, but it's possible that we may only have 20,000 trees in the city of Erie, in the street trees. I hope that's not true, but it's absolutely possible that's where our numbers could come in. So by doing this, we're going to we'll get a better understanding of where, absolutely, of where we're at and how we develop a maintenance plan on top of that. So the contract was actually executed today, and we were meeting with them at 4:15, so we got to wrap it up.
If we had 38,000 households in the city, if every house just had one tree in the right of way, that's 38,000 trees.
But it doesn't.
But some have more than one.
But many blocks do not have any trees.
Right, and so it'll be interesting to find.
So we'll find out how many Bradford pears we really have.
Yes.
Yep, and Norway maples.
And included in this project, we are working, and we've talked about that, we're working with a series of partners. Cooper is also working on this project. We have Mercyhurst University, Groundwork Erie, Leaf is one of our partners.
Benedictine Sisters.
Benedictine Sisters.
Mercyhurst University.
Groundwork Erie is planting 200 trees with this DCNR grant. So, I mean, we are, Aaron, if you want to say anything about it, I mean, it's an unbelievable undertaking.
My staff keep telling me it's not that big a deal, it's gonna be okay. Which it is. But we're going to be hiring some of the Green Team students. We have 25 young adults that have been working with us this summer. We'll be hiring some of them back this fall to do tree planting of the 200 trees that are funded by this DCNR grant to the city. We're focusing on, just like Sarah and Jackie are, the areas without as much tree canopy cover as other neighborhoods in the city. So we're focusing on adding as much tree canopy cover to areas. Our highest priority is East Avenue. I think there's about 4 trees on all of East Avenue south of 6th Street. So that's a top priority for us. But yeah, planting 200 trees with youth power.
So what kind of trees are you planting?
We're using the list developed by Sarah. It's all native trees. It depends on the size of the area that we're planting in. She has a great list of small, medium, and large trees so that we don't interfere with sidewalks or power lines. So.
And Love Your Block just helped fund in front of the new, and I'm going to get the name wrong, UPMC's
New Community Health
Community
Center?
Health Center on, what's the cross street?
It's 8th and East Ave.
8th and East Ave. They tore up a portion of the massive sidewalk that was there, put in dirt, and planted landscaping, and it really looks wonderful. You should drive past there and see what it looks like.
There's no marigolds.
Thanks, Aaron.
Any other updates under Sustainability Coordinator?
That's all for today, thank you.
Thank you. And finally, Department of Planning and Neighborhood Resources updates.
Yeah, so I'm glad we had a chance to talk about what we call the tree grant internally. We're also going to have, as you know, we're working on the comprehensive parks, recreation, and open space plan, which we call now Erie Outside. So you're going to see that logo hopefully all over the city soon, in the parks, all throughout this area.
Thank God it finally has a new name.
It has a new name, Erie Outside. So it's branded, and during Celebrate Erie, we're going to have a presence at, it hasn't been 100% confirmed, but at one of the storefronts, either on State or in North Park Row, where the Design Works, which is our consultants that we're working with, will be there throughout the entire part of Celebrate Erie to really, capitalize on the foot traffic of Celebrate Erie, which attracts thousands and thousands of people, not only locally in the county, but also regionally. So it's going to give us a really good perspective, and there's going to be a ton of activities, including a focus on the history of our parks, not necessarily the history, but showing postcards maybe that of what parks, some of the parks used to look like, to evoke memories and just get people talking about what their experience is, or what they used to do in that park, or what it used to look like, what might used to have been there. So if you're at all interested in either coming by, volunteering to help out during that time, we'd love to have this board be part of that. We're also going to be actually in the parks as well, sitting in the parks with some, we're still working through some toolkits where we call it board games. People will be able to shuffle around some 3D printings of different amenities that you want to see, that neighborhood parks want to see in neighborhood and destination parks, that people want to see in the parks, both base amenities and also other sort of big dream amenities. So we're going to be out and about definitely starting in August. So if you have any questions or you want to volunteer, let me know. Lastly, I just wanted to mention that I'm part of a group called the Enterprise Development Center of Erie County, which is, it's a branch of ECRDA, Erie County Redevelopment Authority, and really the mission is to develop real estate to support job creation and business development in the county. I've been on this board now for as long as I've been in this role, which is about almost 2 years, Tina Mangine, she organized a tour of many of the sites that this organization is in charge of. So we ended up going to EMI. We went to Erie Coke, not the whole site. I mean, we went down there, we saw it. We went to Quinte, Savacchio Park, and a piece that they own at Hammermill site. And it was incredible because not only did I see the type of brownfield that we have and really the what I would call, and I hate to say this publicly, but really it's unfortunate what has happened in these locations, many of them. And I've used a different term, but I'm not going to use that here. And also not only the tragedy that's happened, but also the opportunity that we have at these sites. And so I thought a lot about you when I was down at Erie Coke, and they have 25 test pits there now. I asked a lot of questions around what's happening with the site. So I just wanted you to know that because that is absolutely in the purview of the EAC. And so it was very interesting. If at any time you would want possibly Tina to come and speak to you about those sites a little bit more, considering many of them have so much contamination and require great amounts of remediation for decades. I'd be happy to organize that. So,
Yeah, the aquaponics at the Savacchio Park site is amazing. I took one of my garden classes. That was one of our field trips we took the kids to, just to see.
yeah.
And it's not fully operative now, but they have a lot going on. The greenhouse is huge, and it's a really good example.
Yes, they have a contract with Curtsy now to provide basil.
Yes.
Massive amounts of basil to Curtsy. I'm hoping for pesto or something like that. But
Greenhouse
yeah,
is as big as this space.
yeah, it's incredible what's going on and the technology that's being used. So if you have a chance to see that, or if you want me to organize something, I'd love to show that to you guys.
And with Erie Outside, I forgot to bring them, but I have some surveys for you. That I
Oh,
have the kids at the
excellent.
art house do.
Yes.
So I could just drop them off here.
Yeah, that's fine. Yes, we have a
What you
youth
want.
survey that we're conducting right now, targeted to youth, asking what they want. What do they want in their parks?
So I had a question about the area. Is there a timeline with Erie Outside? I know you have this innovative process for getting input, but this is the plan, this is the project, this is when and how you can input, and this is when we're going to give you a draft plan, and this is your, because, you know, that's the way I function with plans. All this other stuff is nice, but I want to make sure those of us who are used to doing things that way don't miss an opportunity to comment.
Right, so the project is over December 31st, 2025, because
Right.
that's when our contract ends with Design Workshop. Hopefully, everything will go well, and we'll be on time.
Right, so is there on the website or somewhere? Is it
Yes,
clear what the-
we have, our website is, we're adding more things before Celebrate Erie, but you can find it on our new website now. I don't know if you've looked at it, but we have a new City of Erie website, and we have a landing page under the Planning Department website. So,
Okay.
also, if you're looking for another volunteer opportunity, Love Your Block is also looking for volunteers to help with cleanups, and that's also under our website too.
So I had that item I wanted.
Okay, any other updates?
That's all, thanks.
Anything else for the good of the order?
Yeah, this actually fits in sort of with the tree inventory. I sent everybody the information from the sidewalk tree conflict webinar, the handouts, and I mean, some of the best information is in the first thing. It's the notes from the webinar. The deal is that you have concrete, and then you have about 4 to 6 inches of sand and gravel, and the tree roots just love that 4 to 6 inches to death. And that's where they go, and that's why the tree roots get raised up, the sidewalk gets raised up. So there is a solution that has to do with not building sidewalks that way, either having alternative layers that aren't attractive to tree roots, or it's in the information. And there's also a lot of recommendations about appropriate ways to repair sidewalks. But I kind of feel for the guy with the ozone, because I don't want it to just kind of die there. I mean, it'd be nice if in what the city does with sidewalks, if the city regulates sidewalks, if the city regulates how sidewalks are built, if we do our own sidewalks, which we do in places, that we do that with looking ahead of time so that we don't end up with more of these tree root conflicts in the future, because those trees are really precious. Is there a way with that guy that we could just send him an email saying, thanks for coming, we think you have an interesting idea, and we hope that you know, just so he feels like,
I don't think he gave us any
Yeah, I'd
contact.
say I don't think he
Freda, I will find that out. I also didn't like the way that it was sort of ended like that. You know, the
Right.
public has the ability and the right to come and speak here, and I think we forgot to tell him that he has a 5-minute time limit, and that's, you know,
Yeah.
on us, and that's okay, but
Yeah.
I'd be happy to reach out and just
Right.
say, you know, we hear what you're saying, we appreciate that you've come to the meeting to voice this, and on behalf of the EAC, we would like, you know, we'll look at the information and reach out with any questions.
I mean, maybe he could go talk to people who have lots of washing machines, you
Yeah.
know, like.
Well, I think acknowledging that he was heard and that, you
Yeah.
know, he has the right to come and speak to us. And, you know, we have a set of priorities that you all set at the beginning of the year, and so you are keeping within those priorities. And I
Right,
think
right.
doing a great job of that. So if that changes in the following year, that's something to consider, and we can mention that to him.
Yeah, perhaps you can also give them Dana Manson's
Yeah,
contact
sure, I can
information.
do that, yeah.
And you know, the sidewalks, I think, at least this was true, I don't know how many years ago, 10 or 15 years. I replaced 50 slabs of sidewalk, 25 on each side of East 22nd Street between Reed and Ash Street. And after the fact, we got a permit, because I didn't know we needed a permit, but we just took sledgehammers to the sidewalk and took the stuff out and had a contractor work with the kids and put frames in and poured concrete in it. We had 50 new slabs of concrete, and nobody, I mean, we didn't really answer to anybody except, what's his name? Who used to be at our friend at the Sewer Authority? Kowski,
Mark Kwiatkowski.
Mark, yeah.
How does that work? I mean, I've got an old sidewalk around my house. I'm on a corner lot, and, you know, some of it needs to be replaced. It's
your
the landowner's
responsibility.
responsibility.
It's a landowner's
So-
responsibility, that's
So
what I
I would have
understood, too.
control over how that was done, I would assume, if I hire a contractor to do it, and I say, I want it set up differently. Maybe that would be a worthwhile thing for the city to communicate to residents with sidewalk issues.
I just
you
had a
know.
guy that lived on the corner that knew how to do stuff, and talked to Tierpack, who gave me things to spread the concrete, and my brand-new creek boots.
You're
who had never
supposed to
been
get a
used.
permit to replace the sidewalk, and then I think the city gives you specifications with that.
Oh,
So
okay.
it will be something that city engineers need to look at it to
Yeah, but
possibly
maybe
change the
maybe there could
specifications.
be some change in how they do this.
So I'll have to reach out to some specific people in engineering and ask them to take a look at it.
Yeah, I
Because you
think that's
did
a good-
forward that
Then my kids-
webinar and the
my kids
information,
took
Freda, so
arts
thank
and
you.
put
I haven't had a chance
hands in the
to
side.
specifically reach out to engineering yet, though,
Well, great.
but I will definitely do that.
Anything else?
See if, oops, is Molly gone? I was gonna say, do you wanna see if Molly has anything to say? Oh, there she
Yeah.
is.
She's waving at us.
Yeah. You have anything to add, Molly?
I do not have anything to add, but this was an interesting meeting.
Thank you. All
Thanks
right.
for doing the minutes, Molly.
Yes,
That was
Thank you.
yes, like,
great.
Thank you. Yes, I apologize for any initial errors, but I think they turned out okay.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, sounds good. Now entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Yeah, second and a third. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So moved.